welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you're already subscribed. My name's Crystal and today we're going to go through a project pan update. So my previous project pans haven't exactly been super exciting to watch just because COVID has kind of really struck my development, but I do have a few things to update you guys on today. So before we get into the video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you like these kinds of videos. On this channel I like to film things along the lines of beauty, makeup, spiritualism and my minimalism journey. I do feel like my project pan does align with my minimalism journey because I am trying to condense my makeup collection starting with these products. So I don't necessarily believe in decluttering. I think that's a waste of money and I also think that's not good for our environment. So even though some of these products might be kind of erring on the side of expired, I am still aiming to use them up before throwing them away. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. So I'm going to kind of put the exciting things first in this video today. Now the first thing I want to talk about is my Fenty Beauty foundation. I have mentioned this in a few of my recent videos that I have actually been using it. So you guys know that I do not like this foundation. It potentially is the color, not the foundation itself. So if you love this foundation, don't take my word for it. I think it can be good in the right setting, but for me, being an oily combo girl and that this oxidizes gray on me, I just don't like it. It is my second bottle of this too. I feel like I'm just like not learning my lesson here, but I did actually get quite a bit of use out of it in the past month. So if you guys can see, there is the lines there. So I have one line which was last month, which I actually started recording it because I just wasn't using it before then, and then I got like a tiny bit of use. So I'm not quite sure if you guys can see there, but yeah, it's got a little bit of use, which is nice because your girl over here just doesn't use her products that much when it's COVID. I literally put makeup on for you guys and that's it. So I do Zoom meetings every day for my job and they have seen me so fresh, so like not glam. It's like embarrassing, but I mean, we're all living in this COVID world, so get used to it. So jumping into the next product, I know you guys all want to know about what I'm going to do with this one. So this is the Pretty Vulgar Lock It In setting spray. I've decided I'm going to throw this out. Now I know I did say at the beginning of this video that I do not like decluttering products. I actually think my one of this went bad. So if you saw my recent video where I actually poured my Mario Badescu lavender setting spray into this to try and combat that disgusting smell, I actually yeah, it's definitely way more tolerable now. It smells more like lavender than that disgusting stuff that it was before. But I actually thought about it, and if this product smelt that bad, I probably should have been throwing it away anyway because it's probably gone off. So this has a 12-month expiration date and I'm pretty sure it's coming close to 12 months old. So I was actually thinking about it, and the person that actually recommended that I pour the two together, thank you so much, because it actually did make such a difference. But I couldn't remember if this smelled like that disgusting potent smell from the beginning. So I've actually decided that I don't want to support this brand anyway. I don't like this brand personally. So I think I'm just going to chuck this and I'm going to take it out of my project pan altogether because it's actually nothing but a headache, and it's glass, so it's recyclable. Yep, it's completely recyclable, so I don't feel so bad about it from an environmental perspective, which is something that I'm also super passionate about. But yeah, it's just super disappointing that I've spent the money on this and it's gone nowhere. I'd rather just buy the MAC Fix Plus Rose or the Glow Recipe setting spray or the Urban Decay D-Slick or like literally anything else but that. It's such a waste of money and I cannot wait for it to be out of my life. So the next thing that I'm thinking of decluttering as well is my lip liner. So this is the Kylie lip liner in the shade, I think it's Bear. Yep, in the shade Bear. Now I showed you guys, I can't remember if it was in my last project pan or the one before, my updates. Literally this just like comes out and there's like so much product in there, like you guys can see there's heaps. But it's literally not even, I'm probably not gonna be able to get it back in now. It's not even attached to the pencil. It's just completely, like if I push that the whole way in, it's like not even like sitting in there properly at all. So I just think that because of that, I really don't want to reach for it. I just think that it's really annoying. It's again a waste of money. I do love the Velvet Skin lipstick that Kylie has that goes with it. This is the shade Bear. This is also in my project pan. I was wearing it in one of my more recent videos and a lot of you guys asked what it was, and yeah, I think this is a really great everyday nude. Only in the Velvet Skin formula though. I don't like the liquid lipsticks, the general liquid lipsticks by Kylie. I only like the velvet liquid lipsticks. I think I was calling it Velvet Skin. I mean Velvet Lip. Sorry, I'm getting it confused with my Makeup Forever Velvet Skin foundation, which is like my ride or die. But yeah, I only like the Kylie Velvet Lips. So this is still my project pan. It still feels like it's pretty much full, but I use it all the time. So I don't know how I'm gonna measure that. If you guys know how I should measure it, let me know, because I honestly have no idea how I'm going to measure my use of a liquid lipstick. So the next item I want to talk about is my Fenty Beauty powder in the shade Butter. I feel like I use this so much, but there is literally so much product in here and it literally all sits in the sifter. Like there's so much product just sitting there. There's like powder everywhere now. There's so much product sitting in that sifter that like I can't tell if I'm actually using product up out of the component or if I'm just using product out of the sifter, if that makes sense. So if I could like literally just sit here and go like this and be like, oh guys, I used up this much, but really I haven't, because it's just sitting in the sifter. So I feel like I used this at least 3 times last month and the line hasn't gone down like at all. So it's pretty much the same. I am starting to really understand that powders take ages to get through, much like blushes. They just take me such a long time because I prefer my Makeup Forever Velvet Skin to set most of my face. I literally use loose powder for my under eyes, for my concealer, and that's it. So I kind of feel like the Fenty Beauty powders are like, these are huge. These are gonna last for ages. These are like makeup artist kit kind of standard. That's how much product you get. You literally get 28 grams of product. Oh my god. I wish I thought about that at the beginning of my project pan. Like that's ridiculous. So next up is my Marc Jacobs primer. Again, I felt like I used a lot of this, but it hasn't gone down on the lines. As you guys can see, I marked the 2 lines there and like it lines up with that. I'm concerned because this has coconut in it that it's off, and like it's really off. So it does seem to still work for me in a way. I just don't like it. I feel like I put all the products that I don't like for my collection into my project pan, and that's why I'm struggling so bad. Let me know in the comments below if you're on a project pan or you're trying to use up a certain amount of your products in your collection and you're struggling right now because you actually don't like them and you're forcing yourself to use them, and you just, it's like throwing mud at a wall. It's just like so like time consuming and exhausting on your energy. So I'm actually concerned that this is off because of the coconut. It doesn't have an expiration date on the packaging, which is a bit like, how you doing? But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I declutter this? Let me know if I should declutter this in my next part of my project pan. I know that I don't like decluttering, but I think with these items I would probably feel a bit better about it because I don't like them. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if I should just let this go and put a different primer into my project pan, because yeah, I'm over it. So the next item I actually do very much love, and that is my bronzer. So this is the Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. I use this all the time. I love it, especially as a nose contour bronzer. Like I think that this looks so good for your nose contour because you can pick the matte side and then you can pick the more luminous side for like your cheeks and stuff like that. So this is what mine is currently looking like. There's still so much product in there. I'm not quite sure if it's blowing out on camera, but like literally it does have a nice dip in there though. I can see that I'm favoring the luminous side more so than the matte side, but there's definitely a dip. So I don't know how I could show that on camera, but because it's baked and it's raised and it's in this like box thing, But yeah, there's definitely use on that, and I love bronzers, so I will probably be really sad to see this one out of my project pan because I actually very much enjoy it. But yeah, it might be something that I actually consider repurchasing down the track, much so the same with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I was using at the beginning of my project pan that I actually finished. If you guys remember, if you're on this journey with me, you totally will remember because I had to like scrape it out to get the last little bits out of that one. But yeah, I'm thinking about repurchasing that one, and I might potentially repurchase this one too because I actually really like them. So next up is my blush. I have the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush in my project pan. Again, this is going to take me like years to get through. If there's one thing that I've learned from this project pan, it's that you literally need maybe 1 or 2 blushes in your life because these things last so long. It's probably the least amount of product that I put on my face of something, and like there's so much product in this. Like, how many grams? There is 9 grams of product in this. There's actually more in this than there is in my bronzer, and I smash through my bronzers and my blushes just never seem to end. Like, they just are a never-ending pan of product that just keeps going and going and going, and it's like, when is this going to end? So I very much love the packaging on this. I think the component is so beautiful. It's tin, which I really appreciate, something a little bit different. And I do think that Too Faced is a really gorgeous brand. I feel like it's kind of like gone from the limelight lately, but I still very much love it, and I do think that it's very reasonably priced for what it is. It's just going to take me forever to get through this. I do like it, so I don't want to declutter this out of my project pan, but it just takes so long. So moving on to my highlighter, I'm now using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. So this is what it is currently looking like. But yeah, it's this beautiful gold highlight with the swirl. I've only been using this for about like a month or so, and I do very much like it. I just wish it was a bit more pigmented. I feel like I have to spray my face or spray my brush to get the payoff from this that I was hoping for. This used to be like a ride or die. Like, people were obsessed with this highlighter for ages, if you guys can see. And like, look, it looks so stunning on camera when you swatch it, but you gotta remember, you don't put it on your face like that. So you've got to make sure it's diffused as well and all that sort of stuff, so it doesn't look like a strip. But again, that still looks absolutely stunning. Like, on your décolletage, that would look so beautiful. So it's a beautiful gold, champagne-y gold, which is my kind of vibe. And yeah, it's good quality. I just wish it was like a little bit more pigmented when you apply it with a brush. Like, when you apply it with your fingers, it applies really easily. But yeah, with a brush, not so much. So let me know how you apply your Laura Geller highlighter if you are currently using this as well. I feel like this was like so hyped up for so long, and then now it's just disappeared. But at the same time, it's such a staple. It's like such an OG product that if you don't have it, it's kind of like, who are you? Moving on to my eyeshadow palette, I actually did get a lot of use out of this. So she's still panned on all the same items that I was panned on before, but I have a new theory. So I usually set my concealer on my eyes with loose powder. So it's usually the same powder I use under my eyes, but I'm going to be using this now to set it because I can feel that it is so close to pan that I really want it to reach pan very soon. I literally don't know why, but I hammer into this shade here and it's barely got a dent in it. So it's weird because I feel like this formula and this formula are very different to this formula. I feel like this is very soft, whereas these are hard. Now, I'm not quite sure if that's because this palette is kind of old, that the pans have gone like hard pan, and that's why it's not picking up as much product and it's a lot harder to get through the pan itself. But I actually have fallen back in love with this palette again. So this is old for me. Like I said, it probably will need to be thrown out by the end of this year if I don't get through it. But for an everyday makeup palette, I have like completely fallen back in love with my chocolate bar palette. Like, the past couple of videos prior to this one, I've had this on my eyes, and so many people have asked me like, what is that on your eyes? Or like, I saw your video on YouTube and they've DM'd me and been like, what was that you had on your eyes? It looked really good. And it was actually this. And I think that people completely overlook this palette because they're like, oh, it's just a neutral palette, it's been around forever, like, who still uses that? I mean, I don't even know if it's been discontinued. I doubt it would have been because it is so good. But like, I feel as though people are not diving into their collection and looking at what they used to have and like reviving their love for it, because I honestly don't know what I'm going to do when I'm finished with this palette for an everyday look. Like when I was in the office, I would wear this every day without any problems whatsoever. I popped some of the Steeler glitter and glow or whatever it's called on my lid in the shade Kitten, and then I would pop this shade just here, which on my palette hasn't got a name. I'd pop that over the top and it would just like pop so well. And I'm literally drawn to this caramel shade, this peanut butter shade, and this deep brown shade. Like literally it just makes the perfect everyday eye look. So I'm really stoked this is in my project pan because I've fallen back in love with it. I do need to throw this in the bin eventually, but it's kind of like, how do I put it? It's kind of like my Physicians Formula bronzer and my Sweet Tea bronzer. I would consider repurchasing this again. I feel like Too Faced is being overlooked, and I think it's because they're kind of like a bit of a junky brand now, as in like the stuff comes out, it's like it used to be cute, it used to be fun, but now it's like, oh, another junk tutti frutti product, or like another junk product that has pineapples on it. But I feel like their core products that they're really well known for are still really good. I'm so in love with this right now, and yeah, I definitely think that it's something that you should pick up if you don't have it, or if you have had it and haven't used it in a while, definitely pick it back up and see how you feel about it, because I might be a changed woman. I don't know. So they're all the products that I'm going to talk about today because I feel like I've been talking too long. So we have decluttered 2 products out of my project pan, and we are kind of churning through the last ones that are left over. Let me know if you think I should declutter the Marc Jacobs primer as well. I'm not going to let go of the Fenty Beauty foundation, the Fenty Beauty powder, the Too Faced blush, the Too Faced bronzer, the Too Faced palette, or the Laura Geller highlighter. I'm not getting rid of any of those, but what I am most definitely getting rid of is the Kylie Jenner lip pencil in the shade Bare, because it's broken and I'm over it, and the Pretty Vulgar Lock It In setting spray, which is putrid. So I actually think that this is actually not safe to use. So I think it's time to go. I think it's like, stop wasting my time, stop wasting my energy on these products. But yeah, so kind of a successful update, I suppose, because we've made the decision to get rid of items. So we are kind of getting closer to reaching 0. I'm going to take that as a win. I'm not sure about you guys, but yeah, I think it's successful. So that's everything from me for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by and making it to the end if you did. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you like videos like this, and give it a big thumbs up before you go. It helps me out so much with the algorithm. You have no idea. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. It's been great seeing you join the fam, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.